Hello everyone. This is my review of the Ultra Palmolive Fresh Sponge. Palmolive Fresh Sponge dishwashing liquid has a unique dual action formula designed to wash away odors causing residue from sponges and clean dishes to a sparkling shine. Both dishes and sponges are left smelling cleaned. You can buy this for $3.29 for a 25-ounce bottle, and it's available at most grocery stores and mass retailers like Walmart and Target. Hello. Okay, let me get the schematics out of the way. Like I said, I'm doing the review for the Ultra Palmolive Fresh Sponge. This product was sent complimentary for testing purposes from Colgate via Influencers. Let me back up a little bit, and there's the website if you'd like to visit them, down at the bottom in black. Now, let's get down to what the product was all about. I did love using it. I think the most important thing of using it was, the family enjoyed using it. Okay, I always do the dishes. It's a no-brainer. Most women do the dishes, but I found that bringing in this product and telling the family what it was supposed to do really helped, because they took an initiative and decided they wanted to do dishes, and I loved it. So it was really nice, and I actually posted a picture online of my daughter doing dishes and caught her taking a whiff of the sponge, which was really neat because she was smiling during it, almost like she knew she was doing something. Okay, so my experience with a sponge in the past is getting that funky odor. You know what I'm talking about. It's like a mildew smell. And most of the time you're kind of like, what is that smell? And you're sniffing everywhere. You're almost like looking in the fridge. You're thinking it's in your pipes. And you're almost wondering if your dishwashing liquid is smelly. So in the past, I don't always use sponges because of that. Or I'll microwave them, or I've even soaked them in bleach water. Basically throwing them in the garbage after they start stinking so bad. And which is really wasteful, because sometimes, if you're doing a lot of dishes within a week, you're throwing them away every week. That adds up, because, a sponge is around $3 to $4 for a good quality one. Let's see. My experience while using a fresh sponge to clean my dishes. Okay, well, of course, I was the first one to test it out. Your family ain't going to be the first one to be like, let me do the dishes. So, doing the dishes, the sponge worked great. I love the smell of the Ultra Palmolive. I'm used to using Palmolive anyway. That was my staple that I normally use, the regular Palmolive. So when they made this new brand of it, I wasn't apprehensive to use it, because I knew that it was a good product anyway. So when I washed the dishes, and it gave me the same quality, them same clean dishes, the smell was wonderful. And then later, here's what I did. I did the dishes regular, and then I put the sponge up. The same way I normally do my dishes. And then afterwards, I came back probably about later on that night and the next morning, and I took the sponge out. I left the sponge a little bit damp on purpose, because normally I will wring it out to try to keep the smell out. And each time, the sponge had a pleasant odor to it. It didn't smell like I had did dishes with it. And the sponge was still a little bit wet. So, it did everything it claimed to do. It did my dishes. It smelled great. The sponge kept its smell, actually a better smell than when I bought it. It did its job. Okay, and what do you think about Palmolive Fresh Sponge? I like it. It did its job. It did everything it claimed to do, and then some, because my family actually didn't mind doing it, because my daughter's the type that when she does dishes, funny smells, wet food. You know, she gets grossed out real easy. So it's hard to keep people who want to do dishes when I want a night off. So being that it actually interacted the family a little, and even my husband did the dishes a night or two when I used it, just to try it out. And then when he did it, he was like, well, it ain't that bad. You know, and then he actually did them a couple other nights. I mean, I got to do dishes 4 times in 2 weeks. That's cool. So, I mean, it's been a great product. And how does it compare to other brands of dishwashing liquid I've used in the past? Well, to be honest, I mean, like I said, I've always been a big Palmolive fan. I mean, that's what I've always used. So, I mean, it works exactly the same as the old Palmolive, except for it does more. I mean, you know, I never really thought about the whole keeping your sponge fresh. I never knew there was another option for it. So to know that there's another option in this is really nice. I mean, you know, to know that I can get a little bit more usage out of my sponge instead of having to throw it away. Because the same, okay, now normally I throw away my sponge probably about once a week. I buy them in the big bulk thing. But they actually gave me a sponge to use with it, and I still have the same sponge, and I've been using it for over 2 weeks. So, to me, it's already paid for itself. Because normally, I mean, you buy, I mean, even on the bulk sponges, I mean, you're spending about $5 to $10, depending on how big the packs are. And I'm going through them within a month, pretty much. So, and if I've almost kept this one almost a month, that saved me like $8. It's paid for itself, and I think it's a winner in this house, and we're going to keep using it. I actually really loved it. So, thanks Colgate. Thanks Influencers. I had a great time, and I love this product.